What started as a simple foul quickly turned into something much more serious and intense.
Tech fouls, and again, Caitlin Clark doing a little bit of an acting job.
What has happened to her in the last 2 years since graduating college is that she has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused. And there clearly is a racial element to it. Here is Brittany Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
Tech fouls, and again, Caitlin Clark doing a little bit of an acting job. Not sure if that was actually a foul, but again, that's for the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
All right, so she wants to be seen. She knows the cameras are on her. Trash white girl. She wants to be seen saying that. Now imagine if Caitlin Clark had said trash freaking black girl. Like, what would be happening right now? Also, the way she sets the pick, some people are cheap and whatever. You don't set a pick and just throw an elbow up like that. That is not what you do. But okay, fine. Caitlin might have acted there a little bit, but she's just getting abused.
When Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, it was like lighting a fire in a dry field. Instant impact. Her arrival sparked a level of attention the league hadn't seen in years. She wasn't just talented, she was a once-in-a-generation player. Suddenly, people who had never watched a women's game before were tuned in and paying attention.
Voice of frustration in a recent interview claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
Go ahead, I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now... it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. And that's pretty gross.
Well,
are you
I act like this.
Okay, Rob, can you verify that this is what she said on the mom and pop WNBA model? That she's sick of the and then she says, the whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either about my performance or some light racism. Definitely one of the two. Give me a flipping break.
Can I say, and think about it, Brittany Griner talking all that trash. We traded the merchant of death for your ass, and you're out there talking shit and saying racist shit on the freaking sideline, and it's disgusting. Okay, that's why nobody watches it, and
they're watching it. No, the point is, Vinny, if Caitlin Clark goes and is playing, they're watching it. Guess what was just announced yesterday?
What?
Caitlin Clark's injured. She'll be out for 2 weeks.
Good.
Let's see what happens to viewership.
Good.
Let's see what happens to viewership.
She was the breakout star many believed could finally push the WNBA into the mainstream spotlight. But for some, that symbol came with controversy, and not all of it had to do with basketball.
This is why the WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And this is exactly what Caitlin Clark gets for bending the knee. Do you guys remember when she said, when we lost all respect for her, when she said, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. And the more we can elevate black women, this is going to be a beautiful thing. That's when it was all over. And Angel Reese and Brittany Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what are you talking about? It's attitude, it's no humility, just entitlement, and that's not confidence, it's arrogance with receipts. Okay? If you want fans, if you want your league to grow, act like a professional. Okay?
So there's this other girl in the WNBA. Her name's Angel Reese. And if Caitlin Clark is the Michael Jordan of this thing, she's up there. I don't know what you want to consider. I don't want to compare her to an NBA player because she's kind of an unpleasant person, and she does strike me as racist and dirty. So she's just up there. She happens to be black. Again, I don't care, but she seems like a dirty player. Or anyway, here's Fox's Kevin Corke saying that nobody is going to watch the WNBA if they don't get rid of this racist nonsense.
They've taken it too far. I think Reese really has enmity toward this person, and I don't understand why. I think Caitlin Clark has been great for the sport. And if they keep this up, Joey, here's what's going to happen. Players like Reese don't understand. You are killing the game. But if you keep taking shots, nobody's going to want to watch that product. And that
the foul that sparked a national firestorm didn't even seem like a big deal at first. It happened during a fast break. Caitlin Clark was cutting off a screen while Brittany Griner held down the paint. A quick bump and elbow, Clark lost her balance and the whistle blew. On the surface, it looked like just another physical play, but the real drama came after slow-motion replays and courtside footage revealed something far more explosive. Griner appeared to mouth the words, "Trash white girl," in Clark's direction. At first, most fans brushed it off. But then the internet did what it does: lip readers, frame-by-frame breakdowns, sports media commentary. Suddenly, what should have been a routine scuffle turned into a full-blown controversy. Social media lit up. Comment sections flooded. Some were outraged. Others defended it. But one thing was certain: overnight, the entire energy around the WNBA shifted.
Of course, there's Caitlin Clark, and everyone knows Caitlin Clark. She's and Brittany Griner's a fine player, I suppose. We'll get to that in a minute. But Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever to elevate WNBA to the point that guys might start talking about it and going, boy, she really is something else, her level of skill.
The WNBA's reaction? Silence. And no fines. No statements. No disciplinary action. And for many, that silence said everything. To Caitlin Clark's growing fanbase, it felt like a slap in the face. Their star had been targeted, first physically, then allegedly with a racial insult. And the league's response? Looked the other way. Broadcasters ignored it. League officials dodged questions. And when Brittany Griner was asked about the incident after the game, she smirked and walked off. It was like the moment never happened. But it did. The clip spread like wildfire, not just on TikTok and Instagram, but across national sports shows. Conservative pundits jumped in, calling it proof of a double standard. Others said it exposed deeper resentment simmering inside the league. And no matter where you stood, one thing was clear: the fallout was real. Then came the sponsorship shakeups. A sneaker deal linked to Griner was quietly put on hold. Her face vanished from an upcoming WNBA promo. A scheduled joint interview with two other league stars was shelved with no explanation. The media eventually moved on. But behind the scenes, the message was clear. Griner's spotlight was dimming. Whispers from league insiders began surfacing. Some claimed this wasn't the first time she crossed a line. Others said her alleged comment came from frustration. Frustration that a young white rookie had suddenly become the face of a league built on the backs of black athletes. The truth? Complicated. The optics? Unmistakable. Caitlin Clark was no longer just a rookie. She was the league's main attraction, and a lightning rod for controversy. Game after game, she was shoved, elbowed, tripped, taunted. Commentators called it rookie growing pains. But the highlight reels told a different story. The league's most marketable star was being targeted repeatedly, and fans noticed. They were flooding comment sections, buying her jersey, packing arenas, rallying behind her. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a player anymore. She was a movement, but the league? Still silent. And that silence only made the divide worse. Each time she got hit without a whistle, each time she was mocked on camera with no consequences, the perception grew stronger. The WNBA wasn't protecting its biggest star. Meanwhile, Brittany Griner began fading. Her highlight reels slowed. Analysts who once praised her shifted their focus. New marketing campaigns launched, without her in the lead. Then came the clearest sign yet. Her name quietly disappeared from a league-sponsored mentorship program. No announcement. No explanation. Just gone. She kept playing, but something had changed. Fewer interviews. Less media buzz. Lukewarm crowd reactions. A player once central to the WNBA storyline now felt like an afterthought, while Clark kept climbing. Stat after stat. Win after win. Every hard foul made headlines. Every game brought more eyes. People weren't just watching basketball. They were watching how the league treated its biggest asset. Griner's defenders pushed back. They said trash talk happens in every league. That physical play is part of the game. That she was being unfairly villainized for speaking her mind. But the narrative wasn't working in her favor. former players began chiming in, not always directly, but unmistakably. In one quiet interview, a retired center said, "There's a way to play tough without being dirty. And there's a way to compete without tearing others down." Some folks seem to have forgotten that. She didn't name names, she didn't have to, and the WNBA's leadership? Still silent. Behind closed doors, the pressure on Commissioner Kathy Engelbert was mounting. Leaked emails revealed frustration from team owners and sponsors. One executive reportedly said in a closed-door meeting, "We can't grow this league while alienating the only player who's selling out every arena." No names were mentioned, but everyone knew who they meant. The eye of the storm? Caitlin Clark. Quiet. Focused. Drama-free. She never commented on the incident. No subtweets. No interviews. No digs at Griner. She stayed locked in on basketball, her teammates, her goals. On winning. Ironically, that silence only made her stars shine brighter, and Griner's image fade faster. Former allies stepped away. An Olympic teammate reportedly passed on a joint apparel deal due to brand alignment concerns. One sponsor quietly pulled out from Griner's community initiative, citing a reevaluation of partnerships. And it wasn't just outsiders backing off. Even people close to her team admitted something had changed. Her influence behind the scenes wasn't what it used to be. Inside the locker room, players weren't saying it outright, but they didn't have to.